Originally from Suriname in South America, Bianca has a wicked sense of humor. When it comes to her health, she knows her numbers, and it's no laughing matter.
So Bianca Watson is 44 years old, but she doesn't look it. She looks half that age, but don't be fooled by looks. Often it's not what's on the outside that matters, but what's on the inside, and there's the rub. You see, Bianca's got high blood pressure, high cholesterol. She's pre-diabetic, and she needs to lose a few kilograms. So girls, we've got our work cut out for us.
We do.
All right, let's get to it. Bianca, I really like the fact that you want to be healthy or healthier, but is that the only reason you entered the Makeover series?
Why I wanted it is because my blood pressure is unstable. It's been like that for around 2 years now, and for around 10 years I've been trying to find out whether I'm diabetic or not. So far, tests have always proven that I'm not.
Now, you're quite right when you say you've been tested and you're not diabetic, but you are pre-diabetic. You're in that grey area. Your blood sugar levels are not normal, but they're not diabetic. It's borderline diabetes. And the danger with pre-diabetes is that 1 out of 4 of you will develop type 2 diabetes in the next 3 to 5 years. That's a concern. The good news is that with some lifestyle modifications, you can reverse that process and not progress into full-blown diabetes.
Good.
All right. Some dietary changes, some exercise. I know you need to exercise, and you're kind of going, oh! But just adjusting those two and losing a bit of weight, and you can stop that process. You good to do that?
Yeah.
Good. Let's do this, Bianca.
Bianca, so today we're talking blood pressure. And I want to highlight a couple of things for you to reduce your blood pressure. First thing, regular exercise and weight loss. Second thing is we want to look at your salt intake in your diet. So have a look here. More than 60% of our salt intake daily comes from processed foods. These include processed meats like your sausage rolls, as well as flavorings we use in our everyday meals. However, I don't think you know that the most of our salt intake comes from bread.
Really?
Yes.
And is it all bread?
It's mainly all breads, yeah, white and brown. Have a look at this. This is 5 grams of salt, and this is the maximum amount that you're allowed in a day. Now you might think this is enough, but this is included in the foods that you have every day. You can't use this as a seasoning all by itself.
Interesting.
Can you try that for me?
I'd love to.
Fantastic.
Bianca, you have not exercised for over 20 years. Eek! Hectic. Is that a guilty conscience?
Yes, it is.
Well, now, in my mind, I would classify you as an absolute beginner. All right. So we're going to be starting from scratch. So I've got about 5 really basic exercises to start with. And when you do these properly, they can be very effective. So the first one is a squat, which works all the muscles of the legs. A lunge also works the muscles and also the bum, which is an area we really want to work. An abdominal crunch, a push-up, and a dip. Those are my basic 5.
Okay.
Now I know that out of those 5, there are 2 that you cannot do because you have tendinitis in your left wrist. So it's a little bit of an obstacle, but it's not something that we can't overcome. And I know that you've set your mind on a goal and that we can't let this get the better of you. So we're going to do 2 different exercises as substitutes for the ones I ideally wanted you to do.
Not looking forward to sore muscles, but I'm gonna get healthier, so I'll do it.
Yay!
Okay, the Makeover team, what do we make of Bianca? Lisa?
From my side, we have to keep things really simple because she hasn't exercised for over 20 years. And we also have to work around an injury as well.
Yeah, it's always complicated, isn't it? Christelle?
Also have my work cut out for me. I want to reduce cholesterol, get that blood pressure under control, and lose weight. But we can do it.
My bugbear is the pre-diabetes. I don't want her to become a type 2 diabetic, because once you're diagnosed with that, you're always a diabetic. The world doesn't need another diabetic.
No.
So it's up to us. Shall we? Touch, pause, engage.
As far as 31-year-old Rion's sons are concerned, he's a super dad who loves reading, is an amateur photographer, and also happens to be Lisa and Christelle's biggest challenge yet.
We're outside Rion's house and we're about to meet him.
So we've got overweight, in fact obese, high blood pressure, high cholesterol,
And he's a smoker, and he doesn't exercise, and he's an insomniac.
and on top of that, a caffeine addict.
How many weeks did we have again?
I think 11.
And the gate's this way, right?
Come on, we can do this.
Okay, we can. Rion, you're a very young dad and husband, 31 years old. You must have been incredibly worried and concerned about your health in order to enter a Healthy Heart Makeover Challenge.
Yes, so especially with, like you said, I've got 2 young boys. My father passed away when I was 7 years old, so I want to spend the maximum time I can with my boys.
Let's tackle my worst one first, and that's got to be smoking. Now, I've noticed there's a nice little bulge in your shirt pocket there. Could that by any chance be a packet of cigarettes?
It's always my cigarettes.
Okay, hand them over. Thank you. You wouldn't mind if I just took one at a time and just started breaking them up, would you?
Well, it's hard, but...
So it's breaking your heart right now to see me do this. Look at that nicotine, hey? Ew. Well, it's been a long time since I held one of those, I must be honest, and it's definitely not something that I enjoy. But I just want to tell you a little bit about smoking and why it is not good for you. First of all, the nicotine inside cigarettes is a stimulant. It's addictive, and it increases one's heart rate. It increases your blood pressure, which we definitely don't want. So it creates a lot of pressure on the heart. With your heart history, that's something that is very unwelcome.
Yes.
It also prevents you from building lean muscle mass. What actually happens to the body is that there's carbon monoxide that is built up in the system when you do smoke. So there's not enough oxygen being pumped around your system and therefore into your muscles. So now with your new goal, with going to the gym and starting to exercise, we definitely want to build lean muscle tissue to build your metabolism up. Rion, you need to make best friends with this guy, your bed. And I know you also live next door to a creche, but they do go home at night, you know, so there's no excuse. You need to be getting way more sleep than you're getting at the moment. There are 2 hormones that are affected by too little sleep. The one is called ghrelin, not gremlin, and the other is called leptin. And they are both responsible for 2 very different things. Ghrelin is responsible for the go. It's responsible for stimulating your appetite. And leptin is responsible for telling you to stop. And when you've had too little sleep, then your leptin levels are actually reduced, which means that you don't get that hormone telling you to stop. Whoa, you've had enough.
I think my body is so used to only getting 4 hours of sleep at night. Have you maybe got any tips on how I can improve my sleeping patterns?
Rion, one of the best tips is to make sure that you don't do anything stimulating before you're going to bed.
So what you're saying is I must switch off before I go to bed?
Rion, it is definitely time to switch off.
Let's go to the kitchen. I've got something specially packed out for you here. I am astounded by your fluid intake for the day. 20 cups of coffee as well as a litre of cola a day. Rion, this equals almost 3,000 milligrams of caffeine. 10 times more than the recommended 300 milligrams a day. And tell me one more thing, what else goes into the coffee?
Well, like any other IT guy, it's 3 spoons of sugar and full cream milk.
Rion, we have to do something about this. Excessive intake of caffeine can increase your blood pressure over a short time. And that is what I'm worried about. The solution to this is we need to gradually reduce this. I'm worried that you might get some withdrawal symptoms. So can you move to 10 cups a day, maybe 5 cups a day, and then eventually end up with 3 to 4 cups a day? What you can do is you can also replace some of it with tea. Tea has half the amount of caffeine than coffee. And also try maybe herbal teas, like rooibos is actually caffeine free, and you still get the fluid intake. And then I want to challenge you to start including water. Can you take this coffee, pour it out, and fill it with water? Will you be able to drink 8 to 9 cups of water a day?
I think it's really doable.
Great. Lisa, what do you think?
I think Rion is an incredibly strong-willed and committed man.
You're right. He's got a lot of challenges, but he is so motivated that it has to bring success.
And I was quite scared when we arrived, to be quite honest, but after seeing him today, I know that Rion will be able to do it. He is definitely our man.
If you would like to join the Hello Doctor transformation team and be part of our Flora Heart Makeover Challenge, there's nothing stopping you. Head to your nearest selected Pick and Pay during August and September. Purchase a tub of Flora margarine to claim your free transformation kit. Each DVD is packed with heart health information, recipes, as well as useful fitness and nutrition tips from our experts. All you need to start your own healthy heart makeover at home.